Hi, I'm Hera, the mom,
And I'm Estela, the kid.
and this is Seeking Different.
There are times when everyone feels different or left out.
As a non-traditional mom and kid family,
We're setting out to explore all the ways that families can be different.
this is
Seeking Different. Hi, welcome to Seeking Different.
So today we are going to chat a little bit about our most recent adventure in Greece.
What was your favorite thing in Greece, Mommy? Like, what about the food? Like, what was your favorite food?
So my favorite food was actually surprisingly the cheese pies. So they had like this feta cheese that it wasn't fried, it was like pastry. And it was delicious. And they put honey on top.
Yeah.
But I think that one of my favorite moments was when we went to this rooftop bar called A for Athens, which was very bougie, which mommy likes. And we all had drinks. I think you had a Shirley Temple, which is very classic Stella.
Wait a minute. And I also had a non-alcoholic cocktail.
Oh,
yes, and it was amazing. And like Greece, they have really good like black olives. Like their green olives isn't very good, but like their black olives are amazing.
They were delicious. And Stella, you also realized that you typically did not like olives, but you acquired the taste. Do you know what that means?
Like you started to like eat more trying it. Then you kind of like got used to the taste and then you started to really like it.
Mm-hmm. So another thing that we saw in both Athens and Santorini were a lot of cats.
Yes. Me and my little sister really like to feed and pet the cats. And there was this little kitten, and there was this calico cat who was the mom. The kitten did not look anything like the mom. No. Do most kittens look like the mom? Or do they kind of look
I don't know. I think the cats can come out any sort of color. Probably a little bit similar to humans, that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to look exactly like your parents.
Yeah, the mom was pregnant, and I was like, wait, so there's going to be another baby. I was thinking about that sometimes. And the kitten, I sometimes felt really bad for the kitten because it was, it usually had to hide under the pot. And once, when it was hiding under the chair, when we were feeding them some breakfast, it was some toast. The kitten, he was hiding under the chair, and then he crawled right under. And then he tried to grab a piece of food, and then another big mean cat like literally smashed his pot into his head and grabbed the piece of food for himself.
Yeah, the cats were a little bit aggressive in Santorini. I felt like in Athens they were pretty chill, but in Santorini, I think because there weren't as many people there because it was winter, they were very hungry. But I will say the city of Ia and Santorini left out food for like tourists, I guess, to feed the cats. It was like, real cat food that you could leave out. And the funny thing about Santorini is I think because there weren't enough people there, weren't like as usual as many people, as when we would come back to the house that we were staying in, the cats were at the point where they were like knocking on our door. They were like, hello, are you going to feed us?
Yeah. And like, in the morning, once my grandma, she walked outside and we heard the cat saying, yeah. And then like it woke me up and I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And then I walked outside and there was cats surrounding grandma. Like, and grandma was like, I'm not feeding you right now. Wait. And I was like, what's going on?
So much fun. And I also really liked walking around all of the old ruins because it helped you imagine what it must have been like a really, really long time ago and what their architecture looked like a really, really long time ago.
Yes. And Delphi got 100 more points than Athens for the view. But like Athens got 100 more points for the building staying up.
Oh, that's yes.
Delphi, we saw like this there was like remember So like it was a building. Well, it used to be a building, like a million. It was kind of like a city, but like all the pieces were crumbled down, and you couldn't really imagine what it was like. And the Acropolis, you could like literally imagine in your head what it must be like walking around it every day or something.
Yes, it could also be a function of more perhaps money to restore it in Athens. But yes, Delphi, the view was very pretty.
Yeah, there were like mountains and well, yeah, really so the mountains looked like the Encanto mountains, except they were a little bit lower. But like the mountains were like literally like picture mountains, like actually picture mountains, right? Like up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool place.
And like the sky at the very top with the sun on the side, it actually looked like picture.
Yeah. So we stayed in a hotel in Athens called the Aragon House, which was really awesome because there was a market in the ground floor. And Stella, what was your favorite part about the market?
The apples. The apples were the best apples I've ever tasted. They were soft and like they were thin, and like it was easier to hold them because like they were tiny. And like since they were tiny, it took you could just take like maybe 4 bites and you would be all the way down to the core.
The weird thing about these apples is they looked like they were rotten apples. Like, I don't know how you thought they were good because they looked like these little rotten apples, but she loved them. And so every day we came back into the hotel, she wanted one of these little rotten looking apples.
Hey, they're not rotten.
I mean, I know they weren't rotten. I'm just saying they looked rotten, but I was really happy that I wanted to eat.
That's because they were small, right?
Yeah, and it was also probably because they weren't sprayed with pesticides. So they were perfectly fine apples. They just looked like rotten apples. The wine was excellent at the hotel. And what was also great as a parent is that when the kids got super, super tired and didn't want to go anywhere, I could just walk downstairs and there was like an actual grocery store where I could get yogurt for the 4-year-old who had a yogurt craving in the middle of the night. Or gelato for Estela when she wanted to taste some gelato. So
yeah. And they had the best pancakes.
Oh, they did have good pancakes.
Yeah.
Although their pancakes tasted like cake. They were like this thick. And they were not like, they were like actual little cakes.
Yeah, and I tasted these pancakes with like fresh seasonal fruit on top with powdering, like sugar on top.
Mm-hmm.
And like, well, the first day I didn't really like the pancakes. The sides were a little bit too crusty and like it was too much like a cake.
Mm-hmm.
With like really just weird stuff on top. I didn't really like the first pancake. So the second pancakes, they had like yogurt in the middle and like really soft pancakes. And they were so good with like fresh seasoned fruit, and like the orange juice was fresh squeezed. It was the best.
It was really good orange juice.
Yeah.
And I got coffee every day, both at the breakfast and coffee to go that was included in the hotel, which I thought was a pretty good touch. All right, there you have it, everyone. We highly recommend Greece.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Seeking Different.
If you like what you heard, share us with your family and friends.
Tell us what you'd like to hear on future episodes and share your stories about belonging and family.
You can connect with us on Instagram at Seeking Different.
See you next time.